Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Global English Podcast. I'm Maya.
And I'm Sarah. Oh my gosh, do I have a story for you today. You know how I'm always getting myself into these situations when I travel?
Oh no, what happened this time?
Well, I just got back from Prague, amazing city, by the way, but the hotel situation was, let's just say it was educational, in the worst possible way.
Oh dear, this sounds like it's going to be a perfect lesson in hotel English for our listeners.
Exactly. So today we're going to share my hotel disaster story, and Maya's going to help us break down all the useful expressions you need when things go wrong at hotels. Ready for this drama?
I'm ready. Tell us everything.
Okay, so picture this. I land in Prague at 10:30 p.m. after this horrible connecting flight in Frankfurt that was delayed for 3 hours.
That's already exhausting.
Right? So I'm already tired, hungry, and honestly just wanting to collapse somewhere. I grab a taxi to this boutique hotel in Old Town that looked absolutely gorgeous online. You know, exposed brick walls, vintage furniture, the whole Instagram perfect setup.
Sounds lovely.
It was, from the outside anyway. So I walk into this beautiful lobby with these amazing chandeliers, and I'm feeling better already. I go up to the front desk and say, and this is important for everyone listening, I say, "Hi, I have a reservation under Sarah Mitchell."
Perfect. I have a reservation. That's exactly the phrase to use when you check in.
Right, so the receptionist, nice guy, spoke good English. He types on his computer and says, "Yes, Miss Mitchell, here you are, room 312. Hands me the key card, gives me directions to the elevator. Everything seems normal.
So far, so good.
Yeah, exactly. So I drag my suitcase up to the third floor. The elevator was out of order, of course, and I'm getting more and more tired with each step. I finally get to room 312, swipe the card, and I open the door to find this tiny, tiny room with 2 single beds pushed together and no window. Like literally no window, just a wall where a window should be.
Oh no. What had you actually booked?
A deluxe double room with a king bed and a view of the castle. I had specifically chosen it because of the castle view. I mean, that's why you go to Prague, right?
Absolutely. That's completely different from what they gave you.
So I take out my phone. Thank goodness I had screenshots of my booking confirmation, and I march back down those 3 flights of stairs. I'm trying to stay calm, but inside I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
That's so smart that you had screenshots. Always save your confirmation details.
Yes, learned that the hard way from previous trips. So I get back to the front desk and I say, and everyone should remember this phrase, "Excuse me, there seems to be a mistake with my room."
Perfect phrasing. There seems to be a mistake is so much better than saying you made a mistake.
Exactly. It's not accusatory. So the receptionist asks what's wrong, and I show him my phone and explain, this isn't what I booked. I reserved a deluxe double room with a king bed and a castle view.
This isn't what I booked.
So he looks at his computer, then at my phone, then back at his computer, and his face just drops. He says, "Oh no, I'm so sorry, Miss Mitchell. There's been an overbooking situation. We had to move some guests to different rooms."
That's frustrating, but at least he acknowledged the problem immediately.
True. So I take a deep breath because honestly, I was about to lose it. And I ask, is there another room available? Something closer to what I originally booked?
Excellent. Is there another room available? That's the key question. You're asking for a solution, not just complaining.
Right. So he starts typing frantically, making phone calls, the whole thing. After about 10 minutes, he says, We have a junior suite available on the 5th floor. It has a king bed and a partial castle view. Would that work?
That sounds much better.
I know, right? So I'm like, yes, absolutely. He gives me the new key, apologizes again, and even offers to have someone help with my luggage. I'm thinking, okay, crisis averted, everything's fine now.
But there's more to this story, isn't there?
Oh, Maya, you know me too well. So I get up to room 507, and it's beautiful. King bed, little seating area, and yes, I can see a corner of Prague Castle from the window. I'm finally starting to relax.
That's wonderful.
I take a shower, order room service, get into bed around midnight. I'm just drifting off to sleep when, boom, this incredibly loud music starts playing, like bass thumping, walls shaking, loud.
Oh no, not a noisy room.
It turns out there was this nightclub directly below my room, and it was Friday night in Prague. The party was just getting started. I tried using earplugs, pillows over my head, everything.
That must have been so frustrating after the long day you'd already had.
I was ready to cry. But around 1:30 a.m., I thought, okay, Sarah, you can either lie here being miserable, or you can go downstairs and politely ask for help. Again.
Good thinking. It's always worth asking, especially when it's genuinely disturbing your sleep.
So I get dressed again. Oh, and go down to the lobby. There's a different person working now, the night manager. I explain the whole situation, the original booking mix-up, the room change, and now the noise issue.
Smart to give him the full context.
Then I asked, and this is another really useful phrase, could you please check again if there's another room available, something quieter? I was so polite, even though internally I was screaming.
Could you please check again? That's perfect. It shows you understand they already tried to help, but you really need another solution.
Exactly. And you know what? The night manager was amazing. He said, Miss Mitchell, I am so sorry about your experience tonight. This is not the standard we want for our guests. Let me see what I can do.
That's excellent customer service language. He acknowledged your experience and took responsibility.
Right. So he makes some calls, and 20 minutes later, he says, I've arranged for you to move to our sister hotel about 5 minutes away. It's quieter, and we'll upgrade you to their best room at no extra charge. Plus, we'll send a car to transport you and your luggage.
Wow, that's going above and beyond.
I know, and the new hotel was perfect. Quiet, comfortable, amazing breakfast. But here's the thing I learned. Staying calm and polite, even when you're exhausted and frustrated, really does make a difference.
That's such an important lesson, and you used all the right language to handle the situation professionally.
Exactly. If I had gotten angry or demanding, I probably wouldn't have gotten such good help. Being polite but persistent is the key.
Let's break down those key phrases for our listeners, because these expressions are so useful for any hotel situation.
Yes, let's do a vocabulary recap.
First, when you arrive at any hotel, you say, I have a reservation under, and then your name. This is much more natural than I booked a room or I made a reservation.
Right, and when there's a problem, there seems to be a mistake is perfect. You're not blaming anyone directly, you're just pointing out that something isn't right.
Then, this isn't what I booked is clear and factual. You're just explaining the difference between what you expected and what you received.
And is there another room available? This is the key question. You're asking for a solution, not just complaining about the problem.
Finally, could you please check again is so useful when you need someone to take another look or try harder to find a solution. It's polite, but shows you really need help.
These phrases work in so many situations too. Restaurants, shops, customer service calls. The key is being polite but clear about what you need.
Absolutely. Now, let's practice these expressions by listening to the key parts of Sarah's story again, but slower this time.
Great idea. Everyone, listen carefully and maybe repeat after us.
Hi, I have a reservation under Sarah Mitchell.
Excuse me, there seems to be a mistake with my room.
This isn't what I booked. I reserved a deluxe double room with a king bed and a castle view.
Is there another room available? Something closer to what I originally booked.
Could you please check again if there's another room available? Something quieter.
Perfect. Remember, everyone, the tone is just as important as the words. Stay calm, be polite, but be clear about what you need.
And don't be afraid to ask for help when something isn't right. Hotels want their guests to be happy, so most of the time they'll try to find a solution if you approach the situation professionally.
Exactly. And always, always save screenshots of your booking confirmations. Trust me on this one.
That's such practical advice. Well, everyone, I hope Sarah's Prague adventure helps you feel more confident about handling hotel problems in English.
And remember, things go wrong when you travel, but that's often when you have the best stories to tell later. Thanks for listening to Global English Podcast, everyone.
We'll see you next time with another real-life English adventure. Until then, keep practicing and stay confident with your English.
Bye, everyone. And remember, be polite, be persistent, and always pack earplugs just in case.